Every time payday hits, you feel good for about, what, maybe 2 days? You see the number in your account, you pay your rent, you pay some bills, you buy a few things, and suddenly you're looking at your balance by the end of the week, wondering where it all went. And then you just spend the next 2 weeks waiting for the next check to drop. You start stressing out about it. You start overthinking. You convince yourself that you just need to make more money. Like if you just got that raise or if you just found a better paying job, everything would be fine and you'd finally be able to breathe. But let's be honest for a second. You are probably making more money right now than you were 3 or 4 years ago, right? And you still feel like you're in the exact same spot. It's the craziest part about money, and nobody really talks about it. We all think the problem is income, but most of the time the problem is just creep, lifestyle creep. And the wild thing is, you don't even realize you're doing it. It's not like you wake up one day and decide to go finance a Lamborghini. It's the little things. You get a small bump in pay, so you upgrade your phone because, everyone else has the new one. You stop cooking as much because ordering food is just easier after a long day. You get a slightly nicer apartment. You start buying name brand stuff instead of the generic stuff at the grocery store. And you justify it to yourself. You tell yourself, I work hard. I deserve this. I should be able to enjoy my money. And you should. But then you look up a year later and your expenses have basically caught up to your new income. You're running on a treadmill that just keeps speeding up, and you're exhausting yourself just trying to stay in the exact same spot. A lot of this really just comes down to why we buy things in the first place. If you really sit down and analyze it, how much of what you spend is just to look a certain way to other people? You buy clothes or a nice car, or you always offer to pick up the tab when you're out of this weird desperation to look successful. You want people to think you're doing well. You want to look like you have it all figured out. But the reality is the people whose approval you're paying for, they don't actually care. They are way too busy worrying about their own lives, their own money, and how they look to actually care about the logo on your shirt or the car you drive. Being wealthy isn't about what you show people. It's about what you keep. If you make 100 grand a year, but you spend 100 grand a year, you're broke. You aren't rich, you just have nicer stuff. The guy making 50 grand who saves 10 grand is financially doing way better than the guy making 100 who spends it all. So how do you actually fix it? How do you break out of that cycle without making yourself totally miserable? Because honestly, nobody wants to sit there counting every single penny, eating plain rice, and never going out with their friends. That's no way to live. The easiest way to fix it, and this sounds so simple, but almost no one does it, is you have to remove the decision-making process completely. You have to stop relying on your own willpower. When that money hits your account on Friday, a piece of it needs to just disappear immediately. Send it to a savings account that you don't have an app for on your phone. Set it to an investment account. Put it somewhere where it takes actual effort to get it back. Because if it just sits in your main checking account staring at you every time you open your banking app, you will find a reason to spend it. Your brain will convince you that you need something. You have to shift how you look at saving and investing. A lot of people look at putting money away as a punishment. Like, oh, I have to lock this away so I can't have fun right now. But that's the wrong way to look at it. You aren't punishing yourself. You're buying your future freedom. Every dollar you invest or save is literally you buying the option to say no later in life. You're buying the ability to say no to a boss you hate. You're buying the ability to say no to a toxic work environment or a situation you don't want to be in. Money is just choices. When you have it saved, you have choices. When you spend it all, your choices are made for you. And for the day-to-day spending, the stuff that really chips away at your bank account, just start giving yourself a buffer. I call it the 24-hour rule. Whenever you see something you want to buy online, a new jacket, a game, whatever, just put it in the cart and then close the app. Just walk away for 24 hours. Don't tell yourself you can't have it, just tell yourself not right now. It is actually insane how well this works. I would say 80% of the time, by the next day, you will completely forget you even wanted it. You'll realize it was just an impulse. You were just bored, or you saw an ad that did its job a little too well. If you wake up the next day and you really genuinely want it and you could afford it, then go ahead and buy it. But just forcing yourself to take that pause stops so much mindless spending. You just have to start being intentional.
You have to stop drifting. Most people are just drifting financially. They get their paycheck, they spend whatever's in front of them, and they hope it all works out. You have to take control of it. You have to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. It's not going to be perfect overnight. You're going to mess up. You're going to buy something stupid or go over budget, and it's fine. It happens. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just recognize what you're doing, recognize why you're doing it, and just try to be a little better the next day. Look, money's stressful. It really is. But it doesn't have to dictate your entire mood, and it doesn't have to control your whole life. You just have to stop caring so much about looking rich and start caring more about actually being comfortable. Anyway, I hope this helped some of you kind of rethink how you're looking at your spending. It's a trap a lot of us fall into. If you're new here and you like this kind of laid-back advice on building wealth and getting your mind right, make sure to subscribe. I want to build a really cool community here, and I'd love to have you around. Hope you guys are having a great week, keep working on yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.